Sri Gurubhyo Namaha children. Welcome to Sri R.M. Jain online classes Ekalaiva. Today in 8th standard, let us learn a topic from geography. Look at this picture children. You can see that there is water scarcity on one side. On the other side, there is a flood and landslide. When I see this picture, few questions arises in my mind, children. Have you ever thought to survive for a day without water or food? What would you do if there is no water at all? What would you do if there is a landslide or flood that wash away the fertile soil, leaving the land barren and unproductive? These questions are alarming, isn't it? But they make us aware of how important these life-sustaining resources are. Excessive use of natural resources will have a negative impact on social economic system, children. So, it is in our hand to conserve the natural resources and to save the mother world, mother earth. So talking about all these resources, it brings me to our topic today, that is land, soil, and water resources. Land, soil, and water are the three most important natural resources. The entire life system depends on them directly or indirectly, children, isn't it? All three resources are limited. They are limited in supply. We very well know that. Therefore, we need to utilize these resources in the best possible way, ensuring maximum benefit with minimal waste. If we overuse or misuse them, children, then a time may soon come when life on earth will become impossible. So today, let us learn the way to conserve it. Let us see how these resources are distributed on the surface of the earth and the pattern of use. So today's topic that we are going to cover are land and land use, conservation of land resources. First, let us see about land resources. Land is one of the most important natural resources. Human beings and a number of other organisms like plant, animal, and many other living creatures, they live on land. Land is used for agriculture, industry, mining, and construction. Construction of not only houses or building, even laying down railway tracks, roads, etc., etc. We very well know, children, that land covers 29% of the surface of the earth, and the remaining, it is covered by the oceans and sea. However, a large part of this land is covered by arid desert, dense forests, mountainous terrain, and ice. So what happens? It is unsuitable for human settlement, children, isn't it? As a result, human population is very, very unevenly distributed on the surface of the earth. So the human population is unevenly distributed. In fact, 90% of the world's population, they live on just 30% of the land areas. Mostly the people, they prefer a pleasant climate that is available in the plains and the river valleys. So mostly the plains and the river valleys are densely populated. And on the controversy where the places with difficult terrain like mountains and forests, the people never prefer to live there. So they are sparsely populated. So people mostly prefer to live in plains, plateaus, but desert, these mountains and the forest, people never prefer to live in such a condition. So that is about, we are going to learn about now classification of land. So land can be classified into many ways. So let us see one by one. So the first one is on the basis of a relief. So on the basis of relief, the land can be classified into plateaus, plains, and mountains. And the second one is on the basis of soil fertility. So as usual, it is fertile and barren land. So third one, on the basis of a development of that area, the land can be classified into rural or urban land. Next one, on the basis of ownership of a land, then the land can be classified into private land and community owned or government land. And the last one, it is the classification of land on the basis of use. Under this, we have various category children, and the first one is the arable land. So what is an arable land? Arable land is nothing but a land which is suitable for crop production. Next one, it is the pasture land. So pasture land, it is the land used for grazing livestock. And the third category, it is the fallow land. So fallow land is a land which can be cultivated but has been left unused for the season. For a season, one season or two season, they may not cultivate anything in that land. So it is a fallow land. And the next one is cultivable waste land. So this is a land which can be cultivated but which has been lying fallow for more than 5 years. So it will be called as cultivable wasteland because more than 5 years they have not cultivated this land. And the next category, it is the forest and non-agricultural land. So these are the various classification of land. So next, let us go to the next topic, that is the land use. Children, we use land for various purposes, isn't it? Such as agriculture, forestry, mining, construction of residential, institutional and industrial structures. Not only that, even for laying roads and railway lines, etc. The use of land is determined by physical factors such as the topography, soil, climate, minerals, and availability of water. In this, human factors, they play a very important role. The human factors such as the population density, availability of capital, and technology are also important determinant of land use pattern. So what happens, children, when we keep on using our land? You know very well that today there is a great change in land use pattern. with people, the people, they are encroaching upon common land to build commercial, industrial and residential structures in urban and as well as rural areas. The size of the extent of agriculture and forest land are nowadays decreasing at a rapid level, that is rapid rate, children. The number of people and their needs are ever growing, that we know there is no chance of compromise at all. But what happened on the other hand, the availability of land is limited, we know that very well. So ultimately what will happen, as pressure on land increases, it usually lead to land degradation. So it is land degradation. So what is land degradation? Land degradation is nothing but it referred to the decline in productivity of cultivated land or forest land. Okay, generally land degradation, they will result from unsuitable and unscientific land use, children. So mostly what happens, over exploitation of land resources will definitely cause for land degradation, landslide, soil erosion and desertification. So all these are some of the problems that we are facing in our day-to-day life. So there are many factors that are responsible for this land degradation. So let us see that. So one such are the factor, that is the factor responsible for the degradation of land. Land includes, first one is that excessive exploitation of land, that is overuse of the land. And then we know that is the deforestation, that is clearing the forest for cultivation or for constructing house, anything you may take. And sometimes clearing fertile land also for settlement, for human settlement, and slash and burn method for doing agriculture. So all this, and even abandoned mining sites, no, and surface mining, all this are the reason for land degradation. So children, this is a very serious issue. It should be discussed and we should find out a solution for this. So how can we protect our mother earth? How can we conserve our land? So there are many methods. So we have to join hand together to conserve our earth. So to ensure that the natural resources are not depleted and to maintain ecological balance, children, the present rate of degradation of land resources must be checked, isn't it? So it is in our hand. So what are the methods? How can we conserve? So it is through afforestation. What is meant by afforestation? Afforestation is nothing but the conversion of bare land into forest. That is planting down more trees. So planting more trees, it is called as afforestation. Next one is land reclamation. What is land reclamation? It is the conversion of wasteland. So conversion of wasteland into land suitable for use. For what? For habitation or cultivation. So that is called as land reclamation. And the third one is controlled use of fertilizer or pesticides. So we should use how much necessary fertilizers is required for that plot. So more than that, we should not use the fertilizers or pesticides. Next one is controlling mining. So this is also very important task in front of us. We should control mining. We should start reducing the use of minerals. So ultimately we can control the mining. The next one is regulating the grazing. So when we use all this method, we can prevent depletion of land resources and we can conserve our land resources. So all these are in our hand. So children, Now we have come to the end of this module. Let us have a quick recap. So we have studied about land and land use. Next, conservation of land resources. So note down the assignment, children. How is land classified on the basis of land use? What is land degradation? Mention two ways in which land can be conserved. So copy down this assignment, children. Thank you, children.